Do you have your LEDs on?
Oh no! Hi everybody. I know what it is. That that monitor does not have the LUT put on it because it's the smaller boy. That's okay. We look fine.
You also forgot your LEDs.
Well, I know what I'm doing for the next few seconds. Bo, take it away.
Hey guys,
Man,
it's
the delay's
live
real.
on Two Wheels. We're totally weekly.
Shut up, God.
I don't even remember why we weren't here last
You
week.
didn't feel good last week. You had a terrible headache and you left.
It was a terrible headache. You mean a nauseating migraine?
I feel like you just said the same thing. I'm gonna be honest.
That is said from a person who's never had a fucking migraine, and like it will make you.
I think it's the
throw
actual
up.
opposite. I don't think I can have a regular headache because if I get a headache, it's debilitating. I've never had a headache
Then have some fucking compassion, my guy.
There's no compassion in this world. It's savagery.
What a dick.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of your weekly motorcycle live show that definitely never skips any weeks. I am your host Chase. I got my buddy Bo here. I think Pat is on the audio.
Hell, I'm in Discord. I'm stuck home because I cannot stand up properly because I ruined my back while working out last night.
Also, good job working out. And of course, we have our spectral producer Ghost, who, despite if we are here or not, is always here every week. Isn't that right, Ghost?
He lives here.
He lives here.
Yeah, he's under here right now.
So we got a pretty fun episode today, guys, because there is no worry of me talking about anything that I did at the Tracer 9 GT Plus launch. Last week, the embargo actually lifted. We'll talk about so an embargo is basically a company invites you out, you can make your videos, but you can't post your editorial reviews until the embargo is over. So that's what an embargo is. The embargo lifted, was it yesterday at noon? 9. Yesterday it released, so now everybody can talk about their editorial reviews. So we're gonna do an
Unless
episode.
you're a magazine and you've already done it.
The magazines are a little different. They give you a tour of the bike and don't give you any of their editorial reviews, but they get a video out first, so that's good for them. Yeah, today's episode we are gonna talk about the Tracer 9 GT Plus. Ghost has got a fantastic kind of comparison thing brought up for you guys. I'm super excited to show you guys, and conveniently, not necessarily planned just because it's the bike that was available, conveniently I just did a first ride on a Ducati Multistrada V2 yesterday. So I feel like this episode is going to be a really good episode of me being able to talk about this kind of sport touring segment, this middleweight sport touring segment. And I noticed Ghost didn't know what first ride I did, but he has the V2 in there, so it'll be an interesting talk today. So Ghost, thank you for putting all that stuff together.
I mean, of course I'm well informed.
Of course. Somebody's got to be, man. I'm only informed in the way of my experience, and that is it. It stops hardcore there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, Ghost on Two Wheels, you've become a member. Fantastic.
Read the thing.
The quick shifter might be
member for 6 months. You got to read that. You can't just hear the noise.
I didn't notice the 6 month thing. Ghost, thank you, Ghost, for being a member for 6 months. The quick shifter might be a smidge longer today, so get ready. This is your early warning sign, everyone. Go ahead and get your popcorn popped and get your drinks cooled. It's going to be an interesting one. Okay, I'm going to dust off the cobwebs of learning how to run this show, and we're going to get into it.
God help us.
It's going to be fun. You guys know, when we miss a week.
Is it like clammy over here? I
think there's a less air blockage. That it gets a little warm.
Get a little
over here.
boobs going on right now.
We call that humidities.
Humidities.
Oh, no. This show's already going bad. Don't laugh at that. Stop the laugh tracks. Okay, so if you guys want to support the show, I'll show you guys how to do that. We do have a membership. The hell is that?
The hell is this?
Why are you asking them?
The hell is this?
I have no idea. I truly don't know what that is.
What?
It's Metal.
All right, cool. If you guys want to support the show, you can become a member here on YouTube. You just go to youtube.com/liveontwowheels. I'll show you what the page looks like. What you can do is go there, become a member for, I think, $4.99 a month or whatever it is, and you get the following things. Ugh, 1 second.
Nope. He's fucking too easy.
So you get loyalty badges next to your name, the comments in the live chat. You get custom emojis to use in the comments in the live chat. There's photos and status updates. You get access to our members-only community page where we post show updates. You get member shout-outs.
I sound so bored while you're reading.
You get priority reply in the comments. We always look for member badges when we're responding in the chat. Potentially win a ghost toothpaste to Squeegee.
Some of us appreciate you.
Also, help fund the ruckus. All those things and more can be done by you by becoming a member. Thank you so much. Also, if you become a member, you get emojis. So all the members
And our little green homies.
and hashtag green homies. Yeah, so if you guys look in the chat, there's gonna be emojis all over there. You get those emojis if you become a member. It is literally less. What was that drink I got that one day that I was like, why did this cost $6? The chai latte from Starbucks. It is cheaper than the smallest chai latte at Starbucks.
That's what you get for going to Starbucks.
I agree. I've never been so let down. Okay, so yeah, that super sports the show. Thank you guys so much.
Sports.
It's super sports. It super sports the show. If you can't support financially, that's totally fine. You can support us also totally free by joining our Discord server and subscribing to the YouTube channel. So Discord server, we've got stuff in the works, boys. 2024 is going to be a good year for the Discord server. Let me just say that. I literally spent all day researching Discord server stuff. No lie. But there's cool stuff happening in the Discord server. It's full of motorcycle aficionados, like you'll probably find yourself being. Go hang out with the other motorcycle aficionados. I know I do. Well, earlier I was like, talking to...
He just like added 16 syllables and a bunch of extra vowels.
Here's one of the things we like to do for our Discord server. We have a moto photos section where you can post photos of your motos there. Love seeing y'all's motorcycles in y'all's areas. I say it every week. You should be used to it by now. It is your fault that you're not used to it. Anyway, we like promoting the photos that you guys postos of your motos. Okay, that one was all me.
I really don't.
All right.
So, you having a stroke?
This week, we are showing Discord user Wolverine, FKA, which I think means AKA, West Side Rider _52. Got a new bike. Formerly known as. Oh. Well, that's... Okay, how the fuck did he get Wolverine? That's impressive. Anyway, got a new bike. Apparently, he was inspired after seeing it in person on the Sunny and 65 ride. By the way, up for that again with proper gear? ? Absolutely, I am. And also, that the XSR 900 is just a glorious motorcycle. So, congratulations, Wolverine. I can't say that seriously without thinking of the superhero. Is Wolverine technically a superhero?
Yes, he's a mutant. He's an X-Man. He's one of the X-Men.
Yeah, I know, but like superhero, I feel like Superman is a superhero.
He has
Flash.
superpowers.
He's a man with superpowers.
But that doesn't mean he's a hero.
He's a hero because he's part of the X-Men.
Yeah, okay, whatever. All right, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm just saying. There's that. Also, we have another Discord shout out for Razatan. Apparently, this is a game of one of these things doesn't belong. I can only imagine which one. Actually, there's multiple things that don't belong. There's two things that don't belong. Cruiser.
Also, that bolt's
naked.
gonna have a hard time.
Cruiser. Yeah, that bolt's gonna have... Fun fact, the bolt's the lightest bike here.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Awesome. That looks like Florida. I'm putting Florida on for that one. I'm giving it because of the rust and the foliage. I feel like I've seen this area here. Let's get confirmation on where that is. Alrighty, guys, that's our Discord server. Oh my god.
Okay.
Wait.
fine.
Oh! Hobbit of Chaos! Hobbit of KOAS. Oh, we got Pat back here too.
Thank you.
Our boy Pat.
I was like,
Discord
yeah,
user,
that's
the
it.
Patty Rick. Which is, of course, Patty Rick, the guy that everybody
Is
fucking...
it now?
Hello. It's I.
he is.
User
Respectful
Discord user,
Discord
the Patty
user.
Rick, otherwise known as Patty Rick.
That is a beautiful fucking sunset. This photo, if you guys don't know, was taken at Get On ADV Fest.
Oh, who took that photo, Chase? If I recall.
Did you take it or did I take it?
You did.
Oh, nice. Good for me. You guys make sure to follow me at C2WPix on Instagram. I didn't post that photo. Oh, God. We're having a good time, aren't we? Aren't we?
Yeah, I posted that like last week.
anyone?
So I was like, man,
Seriously,
the
aren't we?
photos,
Are we?
Can you guys post if we are?
Kind of slow. I'll throw my bike in there and see what happens. And here we are.
Oh, we're here. I mean, to be fair, we didn't post last week, so I feel like we get reprimanded. Like the
The Discord.
the activity lowers when we don't post, and we have to
Right,
like rise all the waters. Alrighty, so that's all our moto photos. That's all our promo. Now it's that time of the week for the Quick Shifter. If you guys are new here, the Quick Shifter is our segment where we get to shut the hell up.
It's not our segment. Let's just be real.
It's a segment on our show made by our spectral producer Ghost, where we, Bo and I, and whoever else is here, get to shut the hell up and show you guys. Well, I'm even not here because Patrick's not here, but he will shut the hell up while this happens.
Jesus.
No, we all do. It's a thing. So we all shut up and we let Ghost take it away to show us what is going on in the motorcycle market, and we can only comment on it for 30 seconds. Is it 30 seconds, Ghost? It's 30 seconds, right? Did I just make that up? Okay. I think I just made that up. We're going to roll with it because it's great. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. All right.
This is the segment where we shut the fuck up proceeds to not shut the fuck up. You sons of bitches!
That was not part of the quick shift. Oh,
Should
no.
be when you start it.
Oh,
hey, Spectre.
no. Oh, no. 7 days ago.
Oh boy, it's Thursday. You know what that means. I'm glad I got that quick shifter done for this next episode. Only a few hours away, and Chase has not texted me that they're not having
Volume?
So we are on for today.
Oh, God.
Do it.
Oh, God.
Wheels, yay!
Hold on. I have to rewind that so people can hear.
Yeah,
All right, here.
Oh boy, it's Thursday. You know what that means. I'm glad I got that quick shifter done for this next episode.
I'm so
Only
sorry,
a few
Ghost.
hours away, and Chase has not texted me that they're not having a show. So we are on for today. Let's do it. Live on Two Wheels. Yay!
Hey guys, Chase is fresh back from the 2024 Yamaha Tracer 9 GT Plus press launch and can't wait to tell you guys all about it. Unfortunately, we have a big project over on the main channel we have to dedicate every second to right now. So we're going to have to work on that all day today instead of going live. The good news is about this is there's an embargo on the Tracer 9 GT. Blah, blah, blah. Like, this is how I found out. Yikes. Like, this is how I found out. I guess we'll just have to make up for lost time.
30-minute quick shifter.
I'm about to get slayed.
I love this.
No. No, I'm so scared. And now your regularly scheduled quick shifter. Term used loosely, obviously.
The what do you mean meme is my favorite meme going around right now.
Revving courtesy of Smort Industries. Get your tickets for SmortCon next week. Also, Ghost, I am eternally sorry, and will be every single time that happens. Dude, seeing you with a really big beard is very strange. Honda files patents indicating they are developing a hybrid motorcycle which can run in hybrid mode, ICE only or battery only. This would allow smaller batteries and less weight than pure electric bikes. Huh.
That's rad.
Why am I not surprised Honda was the one to go hybrid?
I would assume it's gonna be a scooter first.
Yeah, I've also seen. We talked about it. I think a couple weeks ago. I saw that there's
got
rumored
5
to be
seconds.
removable batteries.
Yeah, no, that's
We
already
hope
a thing.
we hope for
That's
them
already a thing
removals.
in Korea and Taiwan.
Next one.
Yeah, MV Agusta has announced a 4-year warranty on 2023 models in most markets, with more to come. The partnership with KTM is to credit with this, with the enhanced distribution and dealer support.
We love that. 4-year warranty is fantastic. Still not going to help them if something goes down with your MV Agusta and you have to take it to a dealership.
Yeah.
Because there's just not a lot of them. MV
Well, unless
Agusta has
they're
literally the
talking
same
about-
problem with CF Moto.
But
Well, I think enhanced distribution and dealer support, maybe you can take your MV to a KTM dealer.
I want to see that for CF Moto then. That'd be a quick way
have
to...
fun replacing much more
Right.
expensive parts.
That'd be awesome.
Right.
I got this one. Do your brakes get too hot when you're riding on the track? Well, aftermarket specialist Puig, or Puig, depending on who you talk to, is creating brake coolers, typically reserved for MotoGP and such. These will be available initially for top shelf super sports. That's cool.
This is really cool. Does anybody need that though?
Nope.
Like, how many people are going that hard on
If
brakes?
you are going that hard on the road,
on a
get
track
the
day.
get the fuck out of here. Keep it on the track. But if you're going that hard on the road, you're doing.
Do you
wrong.
think on a track, like even novice people, do you
Yes.
think they're going to deal with
if
this?
you're braking correctly,
100%.
you're going to be glowing.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We love it. Currently, SmortCon will have 9 brands represented: KTM, CF Moto, Kawasaki, Yamaha, CSC, Honda, Aprilia, Triumph, and Harley.
Wait, is there going to be a CF Moto there?
Wait, who's going to have a CF Moto there?
Come and see.
Oh.
Okay, well, that was unnecessary.
I mean, CF Moto, you guys know I'm totally here for
I
fucking
know
CF
who
Motos
has
right
the
now.
Aprilia.
Oh, I know who has the Aprilia.
That's nice. I
Mr.
can't-
Touareg himself.
I can't wait to see that one.
Double Aprilia. Who's got that Kawasaki, though?
the other one.
Who would own a Kawasaki?
it's my
Just
favorite
kidding. Time of the week. But we have our ghost tip of the week. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Because it's my
can't believe I
favorite.
synced
Finally
my
time for
watching
the
with
ghost tip of the week. Yay! That was great. It was great. And here we go. Of course. Here we go. Ghost of the week. Stop worrying about what other people think about you. They probably don't think about you at all.
Damn.
I need
just
this
true.
written on my bathroom mirror so I can read it every morning. Ghost, thank you for this Ghost of the Week. Guys, Ghost Tip of the Week always found at Ghost on 2 Wheels over on Instagram. Thank you, Bo, so much for laughing so hard with that was totally not in the edit. That was totally you here in person. Dude, I'm here for this music. This is my childhood watching TV.
Till the
and I
weekend
love it.
upgrade.
A short time ago, the observation was made that potentially another podcast might be using some of the same ideas that we use on Live on 2 Wheels. Oh no. Oh no. One of the co-hosts of that other podcast has finally responded to those observations. Oh no. Oh no.
Fuck off, asshole.
Oh no, for real, we love Ice, I love Side, hashtag Revzilla. Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Maybe we can do a joint podcast with them. Ghost,
cool.
how did
Fuck off, asshole.
how did Ghost stole the first ride HUD display technology and has made it his own with
Oh, God.
notifications.
Oh, God.
I'm terrified for everything.
Heads up display.
Oh! Ghost with the fucking ball drop. Oh my god. This is
Andy
amazing.
Yaguni likes your post. That should pop up about 15 more times.
Yeah, right?
Can you read this? That's okay. Chase Council. Hey, God. Jesus, savagery. Application submitted. Hey! What the fuck?
What kind of is in 8 days?
Only cool people go to SmortCon.
For ruckus money. That's fair.
Oh my god. This is fucking.
Flippins.
Wow. Okay. There's. God damn it, Ghost.
It's a good use of the HUD. It looks good.
Welcome home, number one producer.
producer.
Truth. Absolute truth.
I love it.
Since
says
we're about
clippings,
halfway
not
done,
clippings.
let's take a short 1 minute intermission / ad break. The ad is for today's sponsor, which is the same as every week, Ghost. So let's run the official Ghost on Two Wheels channel trailer for our ad. I ran out.
Stay tuned for another one at the end of the quick shifter. Special announcement towards the end of the quick shifter. Sorry.
Look at that CF Moto.
Yeah.
Gentleman's red.
Fucking Yonto. That's me.
Road Atlanta. Doodle.
That's Doodle.
Mountains. Hey, it's me.
Oh shit, I made it in here. This is awesome.
Hey, there's you again. Leaving them.
Wow, did we need that? Jesus.
Yes, we did.
Just abandoning your
God damn
friends.
it. I'm a friend abandoner. Since there was not a show last week, obviously now there is more news to cover. So yes! Oh my god, wait, quick shifter? Oh my god, CF Moto unveils the 450 NK in the Philippines, tagged as a global launch. Will we see this bike in the US soon?
Probably.
MSRP estimated 4600.
Yeah,
As good as
probably.
the 450 SS is doing, a 450 naked.
Bro, there's
don't
no
know-
shot.
I don't personally know for sure, but yes, it's gonna. make it.
Oh yeah, we need to make that clear. We have not been told yes or no, but
But
they
it
would
just
be
makes sense.
idiots
Yeah.
if they did not bring that good of an engine and a platform to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
US.
It just
Oh,
makes sense,
agreed.
especially since people love the nakeds right now.
Yeah, and the SS
Niggas
is
are really
doing
in
so
right now.
good.
Kawasaki Motors is celebrating 70 years of making motorcycles. It was the first Japanese manufacturer to establish a U.S. factory in 1974.
Congratulations, Kawasaki! Happy 70
birthday.
years.
Happy
Happy
70 years.
birthday.
I really, I've always been a big fan of Cowie. I raced some of their bikes when I was growing up, and I really would love to get my hands on a new KLR. They look like fun.
They do look like fun. They look like they could not be broken.
Yeah, which, I mean, is pretty true to the KLR name. Anyway,
That is fair. Yeah,
let's see.
they are consistent.
Thanks to the parts list sent out to KTM dealers, looks like a 1390 engine
Why?
is on the way for the new Super Duke.
What the fuck?
I
Well,
was
they-
talking to
they
some
did
journalists
talk
about
about-
this. Why?
It's unnecessary.
Has if any of y'all
The
have ridden
1290 is
If
unnecessary.
any of you have ridden a 1290 Super Duke, you will know how ridiculous more is.
the
Yeah,
1290
so
is
1290
ridiculous.
What, 188 horsepower,
Yeah.
189. So they're
on a
probably
naked
shooting for
bike with
200.
no wind protection.
Unneeded.
Because-
And does it come with a quick shifter stock? Fuck!
Unneeded. That bike is useless.
Bit by bit, Triumph is pulling back the curtain on their move into the motocross space
Yeah!
with a video this week unveiling their new engine, 250cc
Yes!
single.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm super pumped for that. I'm so excited.
This news means absolutely nothing to me, but Triumph, you're awesome in general.
here
and
for it.
The guys seem excited, so that's
Fucking have been. We talked about this months ago. Months ago. I am so excited about motocross Triumph.
I couldn't.
Let's do
I
it.
could care less, I guess. Let's go to the
God.
ghost tip of the week. We got. There's two ghost tip of the week. Oh shit! There's a bonus. Let's fucking go. I
Tip of the week
submit
part
that
two.
I don't have to be here. The ghost has enough clips of me to run this whole show without me.
Usually,
It would probably be better that way. Bonus tip of the week. When eating hot wings at a restaurant, be sure to wash your hands before you use the bathroom.
Rookie move.
Facts.
Rookie
Pro
move.
tip.
Also,
Also, who wants to touch their fucking pud with like saucy fingers? What kind of animal are you? You deserve it if it happens to you.
I don't like eating wings in
All right,
public.
guys, that's our ghost tip of the week. If you guys want to see
I'll
us on
destroy
Instagram, as you guys
wings
can
in
see on the
public.
screen,
I'm-
is
I see
at
it.
ghost
I just need to put that out there.
Oh, that's a recent screenshot because I had the cowboy.
And I
hat.
was chubby as fuck. Bonus, because you know we didn't get it last week.
Just bonus.
It's the bonus season. Oh, this
And
is
now,
fucking-
before we wrap up the quick shifter for
Fucking
today,
hilarious.
I have a special announcement.
Oh god.
And this is also a question, proposal, challenge for the rest of the Live on Two Wheels team. If when I hit 1,000 subscribers on the Ghost on Two Wheels YouTube channel, that is when we will do the Iron Bucky's 1,000. What do you say?
Hey!
1,000 miles for 1,000 subs.
I love
Chase,
this.
I know you just knocked out an Iron Bud on your Ibex, but you know, last year when you attempted it, you kind of let Yamaha down really bad by not finishing it. I mean, this was not as bad as letting me down by canceling the show last week, the day of. And me finding out by the community post.
Goodness. Goodness me.
With the new Tracer 9 GT Plus, this seems like the perfect opportunity to make it up to Yamaha, and we can also
Snag a
celebrate as a
fucking shot
team.
from these. Look at these.
And just think, the sooner I can get to 1,000 subscribers, then I won't have to ask you for a raise every week. So regardless, when I get to 1,000 subs, I am hitting the Iron Bucky's 1,000, and I'd love to have the On2 crew there. But in all sincerity, thanks to Chase and Bo for letting me be a part of this platform.
Aw.
And thanks to all of you out there who have been supporting Live on Two Wheels and my wee little channel. I appreciate you all.
Aw, couldn't do it without you, bud.
You wrapped it up in the bow.
Couldn't do it without you, bud.
Love you, buddy.
Seriously, we could not fucking do this without you.
We say that dead seriously, but we're really serious.
Yeah, bud.
I've seen what this show is without you, Ghost, and it's not.
We did it for like a whole season.
It was bad.
It was real
Well,
bad.
I saw it too, and that's why I reached out. These guys.
Fuck me.
Oh, but it's so true. Oh God, guys, if you are not subscribed, go
always let
subscribe
this go to the end.
to this man right here.
Always let it ride to the end.
I know. I'm
You never
highlighting.
know,
I'm
just in
highlighting.
case.
I farted. Bye.
Oh, shit.
That episode is probably one of my favorites that has ever.
Where I did it by myself.
Where you lost your goddamn mind.
Yeah, I did. All right, guys, go to YouTube, search Ghost on Two Wheels, and go subscribe,
Man,
so
if
that we
only
can
Ghost
do
could
the
put a
Iron
link into
Buckies.
the chat.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to use my mental power, and I'm going to put a link to the Ghost YouTube channel in the chat.
Beat you to it.
Do my sounds not work?
Oh, why do your sounds not work?
Somebody's fucking. It's probably you fucking around with shit.
Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah, that checks out.
You broke it.
I did break it. Wow.
You've
Guys, I broke...
I can
Why
hear
does
you
only
clicking
one?
the button, but I don't hear any
Why does
noise.
only?
Interesting.
one of
Hold
them-
on. This is super important. We have to figure this out.
Oh no.
He can't fart. So you only have the clapping.
Oh,
No, that's not.
Wait,
no.
go to bank. Maybe you're on bank. Maybe
Nope,
you're on
I'm on the
Brute
right
1.
bank because this is the next bank, and then
For some reason, it's on bank 2 because look, go to bank 2, and that is a human clapping. So it's on bank 2 for some reason.
how do I change?
Do you change that here?
You must have hit something when you were fucking around with it. I don't know how to change it. You've ruined it. You've ruined it.
toilet.
You fucking sack of shit.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
Look, Ghost has way
shit.
more sounds
That's
than
my
any-
one. That's. You sons of bitches! Every show, every single show since we got this thing,
Yeah, well,
and you've broken it.
cheers.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, that's true.
That's actually-
All right. So Ghost. By the way, I love the idea.
Ah!
It's almost like if you would spend less time complaining and more time fixing problems, you
I didn't
wouldn't
know
even have to complain.
I didn't even know you could do that. Also, that means that you push that button.
Oh, I definitely pushed that button.
Sabotage.
Ghost, I was talking to Yamaha about this at the Tracer 9 GT Plus launch, and I submit that the Tracer 9 GT Plus may be the best bike ever to do a iron butt on. So, whenever we get that in the shop, I would love to attempt the Iron Buckies with you, whether we have support from Buckies or not.
Let's do it.
So I'm here for it.
Cheers.
And it would also be very validating for me to have an iron butt done on a tracer, since that was the one we failed on. And if I'm going to be honest, the one on the Ibex was a little too easy. Throwing that out there.
No,
I was
you
by
were
myself.
delusional. I don't know if that makes it
I
too
made
easy.
it entirely safely. The worst part of that iron butt is the town I fucking decided to stop in. You guys will see more. Whenever that video comes out, Bo's got... How far are you with that video? Like 30%?
I don't know. No,
Ish.
more than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We gotta do voiceover and stuff. That video is coming out. Did an iron butt on a CF Moto Ibex 800 for all the people that say they're not reliable and not good bikes. So think what you want. Alrighty. So guys, we are talking about the Tracer 9 GT Plus. And guys, as we talk about this bike, I am fresh off this thing. We're going to be touching on stuff, but if you guys have specific questions along the way, drop them in the chat and I will get them answered for you. I'm never going to be able to talk about this bike better than I can right now on this show, because my memory has a half-life that's very thin and it will fall off very quickly. Yeah. All right, so if you guys that don't know, Yamaha has their Sport Tour, the Tracer 9 GT. We had it in the shop a while last year. We had it in the shop for quite a while. We traded out our MT09 SP is the model we had.
I was looking back through our previous footage for the launch video, and I was looking back, and I was like, how fucking far? And then I looked at like the months for all of it, and I'm like, we spanned like 4 or 5 months.
We had it for quite a while. It was a really fun bike to have. Especially to ride to and from the shop.
Also,
has the bags on it and everything.
The only bike that's ever been in the shop that everyone in the shop rode.
Still the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Like literally everyone.
Yeah, it was a really cool bike. I liked it a lot. I definitely think it had things that it could improve on. Mm-hmm. And really, you guys can go watch the press launch video. It's out on the channel. It's the most recent video that we put out. I think it came out yesterday.
Yep.
But there have been few times where I got on the literal next version of a motorcycle where, like, it was almost like I had a those
like
little
the engineer was listening.
Well, no, it's like I went into the restaurant of Yamaha and I left and I filled out a comment card and I was like, comment 1 blank, comment 1 blank, and then I gave it to them and I came back and they literally, it was almost like they went down the list of like, oh, okay, we want to fix that. Next.
Talking to your buddy about what they could change, and the engineer was over there going like,
right. So I'm not going to go over like all the crazy nitty gritty details, but I don't think there was anything on that bike that wasn't changed from the previous version that I wanted changed. Like they fucking nailed it. With nailing it, it has a price increase of $1,500, which is not cheap.
No.
So
it's not a huge amount though.
No, and I will. Okay, so we'll go. Let's go over the sport touring segment right now. Ghost has this awesome graphic put together. Can you take the chat off the screen? So, just to familiarize ourselves with the motorcycles in the space, this is what we're looking at, the sport touring space. And guys, if you're in a different country, this is all U.S. stuff. I know that some things get a little different in other countries and stuff. So, Yamaha clearly has their Tracer 9 GT Plus, the little, actual plus at the end, that's the new model. Kawasaki has their Versys 1000 SELT Plus, which, and Ghost, that is your current motorcycle, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Ah, yes. Ducati has their Multistrada V2S, which, unbeknownst to me, I didn't mean to, but I rode one for a first ride tomorrow. So this is going to be a great sport touring week for the channel. BMW has their S1000 XR, which is their kind of, touring guide. They also have a M1000 XR that they are teasing that looks sick. Yeah. And then, of course, Triumph has their Tiger 900 GT Pro, which is a different variant of your bike.
It's the road version.
Do you know what changes on the road version?
Wheel size, suspension is shorter, and the GT Pro has active rear suspension.
That's weird. Active rear.
Huh. But
interesting. That's the lightest of the bikes too.
To the active rear is to help set. Like I've got baggage. I've got.
Gotcha.
Because you
I
set
see.
that through the.
Yep. Okay. So going back to the chart, these are all the 2023 models. Fun fact: the Tracer 9 GT Plus is a 2024 only, but obviously we don't have any information for the other ones. Highest CC in the group is that Kawasaki, of course, being 1,043. Price-wise, the most expensive is the Ducati. No surprise there. Power-wise, like power plants, we're looking at an inline triple in the Yamaha, which is that CP3. It's the same thing the MT-09 SP and MT-09 has. Inline 4 on the Kawasaki, V-twin on the Ducati, inline 4 again on the BMW, and then an inline triple, no surprise, on the Triumph. Power-wise, we look relatively similar, except for the two variants of the BMW is way above. And then the Triumph is a decent chunk lower than everything else. Everybody else is floating around the 115, 120 horsepower.
They keep theirs, most of their bikes under 100 horsepower intentionally for like classification overseas.
Oh, gotcha. Weight-wise, I don't really see anything crazy with the weight. Obviously, the Triumph is a good bit lower.
Do you not? Do you not see something that's just glaringly different?
Yeah, the Kawasaki's a little heavier.
It's a little thick girl.
And by little heavier, I mean 70 pounds lighter or heavier
Minimum
than the closest
70
one.
pounds.
And the Tiger is a good chunk lighter than the rest of them.
Yeah. It also has the smallest engine, though. So, gas tank wise,
it's technically the smallest.
gas fuel capacity wise is floating around 5 gallons. Seems to be a pretty standard thing. MPG pretty same. Range is the range looks pretty similar too. Interestingly,
Tiger slipping ahead there. Man.
Yeah, I know. One of the things that's really glaring to me looking at this list, and you guys can tell me what you think as well, the BMW has got a lot of no's.
Yeah,
so
it fucking does.
Which is, the BMW is coming at a price point that I am kind of surprised at, but because of that,
this is every
cruise control. Like, this is everything on this list the Yamaha has. The BMW cruise control, no. Heated grips, no. Quick shifter, no. Cornering lights, no. Center stand, no. Luggage standard, no. Does have traction control, does have ABS, does have rider modes.
I would read the note underneath it because that is very indicative of my experience trying to find a BMW when I was looking at GSs.
Okay, this is producer notes at the bottom. Producer note for the Yamaha. Only bike here with radar, which means the adaptive cruise, and it is the most affordable bike in the class. That's a huge idea, or a huge point. The Kawasaki, fully customizable electronic active suspension, inline 4. Wait, inline what?
Inline 4, smooth engine.
Oh, okay, sorry, my computer had something on. Ducati, most expensive of the 5. The V4S has more features than the V2 in the lineup with competitors, but still not everything. Fun fact, as of 2023, the V2S is the only multistrada available in that V2 platform. BMW producer note, the power will destroy all the bikes, but base model has no features. To match features of competitors, you would be 20K plus with add-ons. Nobody is surprised by that. That is indicative of BMW. And then producer note on the Triumph, another affordable option with a smaller physical size that would be more approachable to wider range of riders. This is no surprise. BMW is notorious for making absolutely incredible bikes, and then for some reason you can buy a base model, which I don't know of anybody who's ever bought a base model.
This is what I was talking about when I was looking at ADV bikes. I was like, oh, a GS, like the baby GS, 850, I think it is.
Yes.
The GSA 850. It was like, oh, it's like 11, 12 grand. And then it's like, oh, but it includes fucking dick all.
Yep.
And then you have to add in a package.
There's an engine and tires and handlebars. Okay?
So they won't let you buy it without adding a package to it. So
you can't buy a base?
Yes, you have to buy a package, whatever that package is, whether it's the cheap package or the expensive package. But their MSRP is low and much lower than the rest of the competition. But then when you start adding all the stuff that you would just need.
So here's my thought process, and we can talk about it afterwards.
Something like that.
Would you rather have the BMW game of we offer a base, nobody buys a base.
Nobody buys base.
But we really incentivize you to customize the bike with all of our add-ons that really put the price up there with Ducati? Or would you rather prefer the KTM model, which your bike has everything on it? You have to pay us to unlock it. Which one would you rather have?
It's two sides of the same coin.
Nope.
I think, because like the idea is that if you want to unlock the potential of this bike, you have to pay money. So it doesn't matter whether or not you're adding it on or they're taking it away and you're unlocking it. To me, it's the same. It's the same like
interesting
parasitic kind of behavior from dealerships.
I mean, that I agree with. Pat, where are you at on this? KTM method or BMW method?
I'll just.
Oh, you still have more?
I was in the middle saying.
Pause.
The problem isn't the paying to unlock more, because I don't mind that, because you can configure a bike perfectly to what you want. Mm-hmm. My problem is, where does the base start? What is included in the base? Some things I feel are for street riding, touring. That base model for that type of riding should have the basic things that you would expect on that, and not just here's the bike with everything stripped off.
Okay.
I think that's my problem with those kind of models. I don't mind the models where you pay to play.
Right.
Because then you don't have to get all the other shit if you don't want it. Mm-hmm. But do have a good starting foundation for the type of bike riding that.
But at that point, what does it matter? Because if you're going to pay to play anyway, then the manufacturer gets to put the lowest number.
Because then it's like, oh, I don't need the radar. I don't want that feature. It doesn't interest me at all. Okay, cool. But they should have cruise control. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Some people don't like cruise control.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah.
No, that my argument is, like, if you're gonna do bass, let it truly be the word bass and have dick all like this one has.
I don't agree with that. I agree.
I do agree with that. I think if you're gonna order something bass, like I order, like when I buy a car, if I know I'm gonna modify it or I know I'm gonna like really spend some time to make it what I want something that is bass, because I don't want to have to. When I go starting to add or take off electrical components, I don't want to have to deal with super expensive parts and like.
Right, well, I feel like it also gets confusing too, because if the base isn't actually a base and the base has a quick shifter, but what if the base on another bike that doesn't really need a quick shifter, like that gets really confusing, which is why base needs to be base.
Here's my problem with all of that is that yes, if there are certain things that if a vehicle doesn't have for a fucking track bike. If it doesn't come with a quick shifter, whether or not you give a shit about the quick shifter, it's a race bike. It should just have that. Like, that's a base.
I mean, I get that. That
right,
makes sense.
But like, if it's an ADV bike, it should have an off-road mode, which means switchable ABS, or at the least an off-road ABS, which dials it down. It should have those things. If the bike has ABS, if it doesn't have ABS, it doesn't fucking matter. But if the bike comes standard with ABS, which almost every bike is...
ABS is almost not even a conversation at this point.
If it's an off-road bike, I need as a base, I don't want to have to buy the option to purchase an off-road mode for an off-road bike. I don't want to have to purchase a quick shifter for a bike that's going to be at the top tier for like track slaying and things like that. There are certain things... one of the things I like about the Tracer 9 GT is it comes with color-matched hard bags.
Yep.
Standard. It's a sport touring bike.
If I understand correctly, the Tracer 9 GT, the only options you have with that motorcycle are what color do you want.
Yeah.
There's no different models that I know of.
My problem with the GT Pro is that you have to buy the luggage separately. It's in the fucking name, Grand Touring. Like, that should be the base model. There are certain things that should come with it. Now, if you want to,
like, if you're like me and I already have GV luggage,
yeah, but that's
I don't want to buy a bike that I then have to. Oh, cool! You're going to give me luggage that I then have to turn around and sell, but I can't sell it because everybody already has it.
That's fine, but like you're a very specific use case because you know exactly what you want and you're capable of doing those things.
But I think most adventure riders who invest in the hard cases are going to keep those cases.
Those cases can cost thousands of dollars extra. It should just be included in a touring bike. Personally, what's the fucking point of a touring bike if you're not
Well, so
if you're touring with a phone in your back pocket. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fair point, but that makes me feel like
a touring bike should have cruise control because that's a good base feature to have on a touring bike.
Sure.
I feel like I'm sticking with my camp where I feel like I want one of two things. Either go the Yamaha route, which build a bike exactly as it needs to be. Tracer 9 GT Plus. That bike has literally, like, you buy that bike, you get a key, and you are ready for sport touring like that day. Or you go the BMW route, which base is literally dick all. I think it's stupid for even. I mean, like, if you're in the market and you know how motorcycles are and you know how the dealerships go, you know that when you look on the BMW website and you see the price for a motorcycle, that's not the price for the motorcycle.
Well, see, no, that's the part that pisses me off, is because a person who isn't in the know and a person who's looking at bikes for the first time or hasn't really shopped for a new motorcycle in years, they're going to look at that and be like, oh, this is nothing. That kind of base where it has literally a row of nose, they're not going to sell you. The base model is useless. It is a fucking motorcycle with none of the stuff that makes that kind of motorcycle a touring bike.
Okay,
Zero
counter to that. I agree with what you're saying, but that person that you're talking about is going to only be that style of person for a moment, whereas when you become a more educated rider, that is what probably the majority of people are going to be. And when you're an educated rider, if base doesn't mean base, and base on one bike has this, but it doesn't have this on that other bike because it's a different style of bike, I just feel like that gets confusing as hell. And I'm just like,
it's confusing in the way that it's currently set up. What I'm saying is, if you fix the way that it's set up, then it becomes no more confusing than like.
So your fix would be ADV bikes have a different base layout than a sport bike base layout.
That's all I'm saying. Like, if you're going to buy a track bike, but you're not going to professionally ride, because we're not talking about the people that are on the fucking.
We're talking about regular ass
people. I'm going to do track days. Like, it should have certain things just standard, right? If it's going to offer those things.
Okay, here's a middle ground between where me and you are at. I think all bikes should have a base. There should be a standard, which the bike comes with the standard things that bike should come with for an elevated price. Yeah. And then from there on, you can just fuck around and do whatever you want.
That's fine.
How about that?
I think we're using different terms to describe the same thing in that instance right there. Standard. The standard way the bike should be going. Mm-hmm. You should be.
But if you got no cash, but you want that bike,
you should totally, just to be clear, you should totally be able to go to fucking any of these manufacturers and say, I want that bike without any of that shit, if at all possible, because sometimes they can't.
BMW's gonna be like, no, we don't make that bike.
Like, they wouldn't let me continue my checkout at the BMW site unless I pick the package. And from what I read online, when people go to the dealers, those dealers are buying bikes with those packages already, so they're baking it into the a package.
Well, yeah, they're going to buy the bike with the package.
Is that true? Right. Where they order these bikes with those packages, so the bike that you're seeing at the lot.
That's how cars are now too. Like, if you go to the dealer, they get allocated specific cars with.
Like, nobody's going to be able to get the BMW in the base package.
That's why I appreciate Ducati, because like the Multistrada V2, it's a Multistrada, and the V2S in the old days was like the S gave you a better dash and better suspension. Yeah. If you're buying a $20,000 touring bike, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there that for an extra grand or two, you'll want a fucking Skyhook suspension. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. Ducati's like, look, we're going to sell the S model way more than the other one because of the nature of where the bike is. Yeah. The Tracer 9 GT.
If it weren't for the fact that the Ducati has 19,000 out the fucking door, they have a pretty good setup, because not everybody gives a shit about heated grips. That's a luxury item.
It has heated grips.
The standard? The V2S?
The one I rode has heated grips.
Yeah, the V2S 2023 does have heated grips.
It's standard heated grips?
Yep. They only offer the V2S. Yeah.
I'm worried about the standard question now.
Well, okay, hold on. You may have seen the button, actually, now that I think about it. The button is always there, but
Yeah, that's the way the Tiger
actual
is.
grips are not always there.
Yeah, that's the way the Tiger is. It's
That's really interesting. We can look at
on the non-pro versions. The button is there, and you can get the heated grip upgrade. But like that's a good setup. Aside from the luggage, I do think luggage should be standard on touring bikes. Just me personally.
I feel like just because
I feel like
of
it should be definitely an option, but again, like as somebody who like has GV luggage, and if you talk to a lot of other adventure owners, is I'll bounce that same 3-piece luggage kit I have onto every bike I buy from now to the day I die because it's a $2,000.
actually
piece of
now that I'm
luggage.
thinking about it, I've got all this Lone Rider stuff. Oh no.
Yeah, you have luggage. There's no
Control,
point in
thank you
buying
for
a
being a
bike
member.
with luggage. You
I
have
mean,
it.
One second.
Kinda.
Control, thank you for being a member for 6 months. A hot dog is a sandwich. You can't change my hamburger mind.
Nope. I have
no.
adjusted.
Wait. Pause. Me and Patrick were talking
Yeah,
about
we
this the
had
other
this
day.
conversation.
Wait, Pat, what did we come up with? Do you remember?
That technically,
I have the solution to all of
A
this.
hot dog is a sandwich. It's a subcategory
Nope.
called subs because the bread is connected on
No.
one side.
yeah,
That is
because,
what.
well,
Nope.
So
Nope.
a
You're
meatball
all wrong.
Sub
I have the solution.
Is a meatball sub is technically a sandwich. It is also a sub. It has bread that is connected on one side. I
No,
don't give a shit if you ask the internet. If you ask Google
Don't
or
at
Siri,
me.
whatever,
There
I don't
is a
care.
new standard
Oh God.
of classification, and it's the cuboid rule.
Oh my god! I don't
what
care.
a nerd word.
This is not motorcycle
I
relevant.
don't
I
know
literally
what we're
don't
yelling
care.
about.
So,
But let's get back to the
Technically-
initial question.
no, technically, hot dogs are not sandwiches. They're tacos because the bread is on the bottom sides
Okay,
and
so
nothing
is a
on
meatball
top.
sub a taco?
Sub is a taco.
Okay,
If,
or
it's,
is a
if the bread is
taco
connected, if the bread is connected at the bottom, yes. If it's not connected at the bottom, no.
But a taco doesn't use bread.
But if you roll a taco all the way up, does it become a burrito?
If it's closed on both sides, it is classified as burrito. But if it's open on the sides, like a taquito, then it's classified as sushi.
Oh my god, you're
All
fired.
right. Where is the Ghost? Do we have a gong so we can can that be the official
You
end of this
turn that
conversation?
burrito on its end, it now becomes
Hey,
a quiche.
there you go. The gong has spoke. We are done with this conversation. A hot dog
Great.
is
All
a
right,
subcategory of a
so
sandwich.
how KTM does things annoys the crap out of me because it comes with all the stuff, and the reason they do it is so they can build every 890
same.
Duke exactly the same, which theoretically
Right.
makes manufacturing less complicated, which should make it less expensive. But in turn, they're including everything. So they're adding all the extra bits onto the bike, which makes it expensive anyway. As far as I'm concerned, I don't like that they charge after the fact what they charge, because it's frankly ridiculously expensive. But
I feel
if
that.
you charge me a little bit, a couple $100 here and there, sure, but I'm not gonna pay you
No, we looked it up.
$900 for...
No, we looked it up last time. It wasn't that expensive to add on.
Depending on what you got.
But like, so we looked this up specifically for the adventure model, and we found it was like $400 to unlock the pro modes and stuff like that. Which I disagree with them doing that because fucking off-road mode should come on an off-road bike. But
As standard, some would say.
yes, but I agree with you. KTM's system is shitty. They do it so that they can tease you with the demo.
Cheapy.
Well, yeah, it does reduce the cost for them because their automated manufacturing doesn't have to have as many different things running. So it does overall reduce the cost because they don't have
Even though it's adding components.
three lines doing three different things. It's one line or all three lines doing the same thing. Where I don't like theirs is they give you the demo mode, so you have the whole full bike, and then it goes away, and when it goes away, it takes away the thing that makes that fucking bike the thing it's supposed to be.
Is that not the whole point, though? Is like tease them?
There should be like
Right, but it's
the extras.
It's like Activision and EA when it comes to video games. It's like, quit building games that are incomplete and making me buy DLC later. Just
Look.
give me the bike complete as it is.
I will say this: if like we're talking about the KTM specifically because that's the one that like infuriates me. There's no off-road mode, but like, give me an off-road mode, and if I want pro mode, then I'll be like, okay, I'll pay for the pro mode, which allows me to have like a custom setting and like so like the off-road pro mode on the Tiger 900 Rally Pro gives you the option to do more with the traction control and the ABS and set a user setting. But the actual Off-Road Pro mode puts it into like a literal professional mode. So most of the rider aid's off. It still has a little bit of ABS in front. Traction control is like almost off. ABS in the rear is nearly off or off. But the regular off-road
pay for to turn things off.
No, I'm saying the off-road mode has been fine for 99% of what I've done, and the couple of times when I needed it now, I can turn off my traction control and be good with that. Right. So like if I wanted to do a user, if I really wanted to get in the weeds with like setting up all my systems how I wanted it to be set up,
right, I
wouldn't mind paying the extra $100 to $250 for like the unlock package for pro and user defined modes.
Yep.
So like in some of these machines like KTM does, it's like, yeah, give me the standard model.
Yep.
And let me pay for it. I don't mind that that's the system. I do think the whole thing is kind of like, but a little bit parasitic. But we've talked enough about those kind of systems to know, like, okay, I get it from what they're doing. It's so they can make money and simplify manufacturing. I get it. BMW, however, it's like, no, we're not putting it on it.
Well, we need to steer the conversation back to the Tracer 9 GT Plus because we're getting too deep in the weeds on. Yay, the gong!
All of that being said,
all that. Thank you for saying that, Chase. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
All of that being said, at 16 grand, which is slightly cheaper than the Triumph.
Yeah, 16.5, I think.
16.5 is the price for the Tracer 9 GT Plus.
You get the two things that, I mean, like one of those I think should come standard in all of them. The luggage. Cornering lights, meh, they're nice to have. They're like a luxury feature for me. Fog lights do just as good a job in my experience as the cornering lights, and sometimes better. Some of the cornering lights aren't like the Harleys weren't.
I can't talk to the cornering lights because I did no riding at night while I was out.
What I'm hearing is you want a bike that has everything on it, but also doesn't because you want to put fog lights on it and aim those how you want them?
Well, no. The fog lights come standard on the GT Pro.
So,
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Also,
it's like,
to Joe in the chat, I believe he is correct. The KTM does come with an off-road mode, just no rally mode. Also, hi, Joe.
Yes, hi, Joe. So, I will say this, like, seeing Ghost's chart here, and I'll pull it back up for you guys. You can check it out. When I was riding this bike, I do remember when the words 16,500 came out of my mouth, I was like, God damn, fam, that is an expensive ass bike. But
when you stack it up,
I'm now looking at it in comparison to all the other bikes in its class, and it's the cheapest and has the most. As far as the I don't even know which, like, accessory options here. It's honestly a fucking deal. It's not the lowest powered. It's not the heaviest. It does have the least gallon gas tank.
But it's got middle of the pack range because it gets good fuel economy.
Exactly. So the range is going to be like dead center. It's not the highest, not the lowest.
Yeah.
The bike is now seeming like a freaking deal.
So
which is so strange.
Here's a question.
The whole category is just expensive. But
right,
well, I knew that, but for some reason,
touring bikes, like they're I don't think I've ever seen a new touring bike that didn't sit in this range. Like this is pretty common for this size of touring bike. But so a question I had, because we had the Tracer 9 GT in.
Yes.
And like I said before, it was one of the only bikes that everybody in the shop not only rode, but rode long distances. Okay. We all did like several hours plus trips. And the one thing that I think we all agreed on and all felt at different levels was the front end felt way too kind of like, okay, so if you haven't watched the press launch video
for the Plus,
mm-hmm. in the beginning of your day, you were
oh my God.
You were pushing it hard, but you were having issues with that suspension feeling soft, wallowy. It moved all over the place. It did not feel secure. and that killed your confidence.
It wasn't the suspension. It was the situations in the road that came up to.
You mentioned it in there how it felt like it was.
Oh, that was later in the day when I noticed. I was able to understand it, but the first part of the day I was just spooked like hardcore, and it took me the rest of the damn day to figure out what was my issue was.
The problem that I had with the GT was that I hated the front end. I hated how the whole thing felt. Mm-hmm. It was very susceptible to wind, buffeting, cars passing by, everything. It felt very light, and it felt like there was too much.
I'm trying to remember what the iron butt was like, because like that would have been the most exposure for the front on really windy conditions, because it was just exposed for so long. I don't remember that being an issue. But to be fair, I never rode that previous model to the degree that I rode this bike. So if you guys don't know, I can tell all of you now. If you think Idaho is flat, like I did, go watch that press launch. Mm-hmm. It is, spoiler alert, it is not flat. The roads there, minus all the gravel and debris that were on them, were absolutely insane. And it was 5 minutes away from downtown Boise.
Yeah.
I was like shocked. We got out of town 5 minutes. Like, here, if we want to have fun roads, it's an hour north, hour and a half, depending on which of our houses you're at. And then you get there and it's amazing.
30
but
minutes?
Here, 5 minutes, and you are literally doing switchback. You are doing roads that you go straight, and then in one tight turn, you're going the other fucking way up a hill. You saw the roads we were riding.
So
they were not to be fucked with.
You put some seriously aggressive miles on that bike while you were there.
Yeah.
So it's a weird question, because I don't think you had nearly the problem that me and Trey had. Riding the
previous
GT.
model. Okay.
That you did. I don't think your experience was the same as what we had. Because I went out to Augusta, and if you've ever gone out to Augusta from Atlanta, it's one fucking road. It's straight ahead, and there's nothing around you. It is a horrible ride, and the wind, all that stuff is crazy.
3 hours.
Wait, isn't that where they do like some big golfing thing?
In Augusta, yeah.
The Masters.
Heather and I did a wedding there, and that road is terrible.
It's just
because our drive back after the wedding was at night.
Yeah.
It was so terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And the wind on that was so horrible that like it felt like the whole time it was just and loose, and it didn't feel planted at all.
Right.
It's hard to ask this question because most of the riding you did up there in Idaho,
not Ohio, Idaho,
was all like snake serpentines.
Even the highway was like these big banked turns.
But you had mentioned something about the suspension early on in this is the behind the scenes stuff, because like we didn't put all of this stuff in there.
Yeah. I filmed 4 hours worth of content. That video is 20 minutes long.
4.5.
Some stuff got cut, boys.
Some of it was how you were aggressively riding, and some of it was road surfaces.
Yeah.
But did you notice anything different about the way that the suspension, which was my biggest complaint on the previous model, handled that upsetting? It's this is why I'm saying it's a hard question, because you were not in a good space in the beginning of that day.
Yeah, so just to give you guys a heads up for
and
who
then you
haven't
changed
seen
it
the press launch
later.
So when we started the day before, we were actually we were on the rooftop of the hotel we were at, and they were doing the like press intro. It got so windy that, you know how they set up the boards and like the Yamaha banners and shit.
Yep.
They had to take all of that shit down because it was so fucking windy.
Nice.
So this terrible storm came over the night before. Luckily, the actual ride day was absolutely fucking gorgeous, but that really shitty storm just basically put rocks and debris all over the road, and you guys go watch the video. These roads are tight. They are not large roads, and they curve very quickly, and every corner is blind, it seems like.
Yeah.
So it's very adverse conditions for somebody that's never ridden there before on a brand new motorcycle, and what Bo's talking about is early in the day. It was right after I think it was right after our first camera stop, because you ride to a location, all the camera, photo, and video guys get on the side of the road and you ride past them. Is basically how press launches go. After that first press launch or photo spot, we start going up the mountain even farther, and I'm in a blind turn. I'm just following the group of guys, and I'm pretty leaned off the bike, and there's this rock in the road, and to me. I was saying it the whole day, but watching the footage, I was like, "Wow, that was not at all how I thought it was." I felt like I know, but bro, I think I told you guys the moment I got back, I'm leaned all the way over with this fucking bike, never ridden it before, don't know what I'm doing, just following everybody, and my front wheel hits this little rock, and it felt like to me my whole wheel went like
wiggle.
It is so weird.
And what it is it does this.
Yeah, it is so. We were talking. Me and Pat were talking about this from some of the ADV. It's so weird how
your
you
brain
remember
just exacerbates
because
everything.
there's one thing he was editing, and it was when we went over that cobblestone.
Yeah, and I was like, Bo, you almost died. You were like,
I
it
didn't-
was no big deal, and I showed you the video, and you were like, oh shit.
It was
Because there
like,
was there was
didn't
another
feel
moment where you like, oh, that moment wasn't that, or you thought that a moment was really, really big, and then when we watched the video back, we're like, no, it's fine.
No, okay. I'm gonna defend myself because I know what you're talking about. Fuck that. GoPros fuck up the steepness of a fucking hill.
I'm not talking about that, so I don't know what you're talking
Also,
about.
No.
So Joe said in the comments,
Brett.
look at the off-road practice paying off. Like, no lie. I realized later in the day, like, all cameras were off and I was just riding back and just like processing the day. And there were so many times, because like the continuation of my story was earlier in the day, I hit the rock, wiggles my handlebars, freaks me the fuck out. I'm like, that does not feel comfortable. 2 turns later, rear tire slides a little bit. In retrospect, watching the footage that Bo edited through, it's that.
A little bit, yeah.
Pops right back. Bike has slide control, not worried about it.
Yeah.
I lost the rear like that a few times throughout the day, but I wasn't too worried about the rear. Couple turns later, I come in really hot to a turn, lay heavy on the brakes, get my speed right, and I loaded that suspension up so much it lowers the front of the bike, and now my ground clearance is not as much as it was, and I go straight to scraping pegs.
So you bring a good a point, and
that fucked my confidence up the whole day.
This is what
the whole point.
Watching through the footage while I was editing it, it seemed like, I don't know if it was you or if it was the bike, but it seemed to be when you were switching sides, there was a lot of movement on that bike, and when you were braking, it was a lot of movement back and forth on that bike.
I blame entirely me not being in the right headspace. That's the realization I came through at the end of the day.
Looking at it later, right? The later footage, it didn't seem to be that pronounced. So I don't know if you had anything changed settings wise.
Yes. So after lunch, I did my own settings to, like, because you have one customizable setting that you can change every parameter, whether it be ABS, slide control, wheelie control. You can change all that shit.
Yeah.
And then there's 3 or 4 modes that are like locked, which I love. I love having the one customizable
It's the same
mode.
screen as like the MT10.
Yeah, you get the YRC menu or whatever.
Yeah.
But last year, every mode was named, and there was like custom, but you could change everything. This year, you can't change anything except for the one custom. I do prefer that.
Yeah.
But I tried to customize my own mode at the beginning of the day. I thought that A1 would be a stiffer suspension, and maybe it is, but I could not ride A1 hard. I switched to A2 after lunch. That's what you're talking about.
Okay.
I should have been, I think, if I remember correctly, I found my most comfortable spot in their street setting.
Yeah.
A2 power was on like, I think 8 of 10 or something like that.
I think that was my only complaint about the last gen was that the suspension on the front.
Yeah, I
like the TFT. Don't get me wrong.
The old one, the little 2 screen.
The new TFT.
Oh, bro, the new one is so fucking cool.
It's cool. I'm not gonna lie. I really liked the fucking Johnny 5.
No, dude.
I may be on my own island.
Hold on.
I may be on my own island, but I'll die on that fucking hill.
I have to show you guys the dash and this really cool fucking thing it does.
I liked the Johnny 5 headlight.
It has this thing on the dash. There's multiple dash settings, so you can like use one of the, I think there's 2 or 3 dash settings, but one of them, you have this little, your little indicator for how many revs you're doing. It'll change colors as it's going along the RPM range, and the dial is shaped like a fucking Halo energy sword. And not even done, there's energy things that fly around it. I fucking freaked out.
I know people are gonna there's gonna be a lot of people who disagree with me about this. I don't dislike the new one. I'm glad they updated it. I just really liked the 2-screen.
That 2-screen compared to this new one, dude, can fuck off.
You can have your opinion. I'm just saying my opinion is I enjoyed the 2-screen look.
All right, hold on. I'm going to show you guys the screen. I zoom in on it in this shot. Check this freaking screen out.
Yeah.
Look at the Halo energy sword, and then I'm going to rev it up here in a second. Watch. Look at that! Oh my God! Yes! Yes! It's so cool. This is the first Yamaha bike that I've ridden with a dash where I'm like,
it's cool.
Let's go.
I'm not saying it's not cool. What I'm saying is I enjoyed that 2-screen.
Oh, it's so good. I love it.
If they had updated the 2-screen and had one side of the screen been that and the other side been like the info,
that would have been kind of cool to have an old school side and a TFT side, but that having a 7-inch color TFT with like all of that, dude, I'm here for it.
I get it.
Yeah, control. That's what I'm wondering. That's what a couple of other journalists were asking. It's like, okay, cool. We got the 7-inch color TFT. When's this gonna trickle down to everything else? So I don't know. They wouldn't tell us anything. But
does the new MT10 not have screen?
No, I mean it has a TFT, but it doesn't have anything like that one. It's got that like it's barely a TFT type thing where it's like it's got colors and it's got a white background if you want that, but like it's kind of basic.
That's weird.
Yeah. So what I'm hopeful is this is out there. So now eventually it will trickle. So the radar cruise control, very cool. I've ridden, the only other bike I've ridden with radar cruise control was the Multistrada Pikes Peak Edition. Mm-hmm. For the bigger long mile bikes, it is so cool. Like being able to set cruise and car pulls out in front of you and it starts slowing down.
Is this their first bike with radar?
I don't think technically it's their first one. I think somebody was saying there was one other bike that Yamaha had with radar cruise.
Because I'm wondering if we're still in Gen 1 of Yamaha's radar.
Okay, so the radar definitely, and this is one of the things I told them. I don't know if it made it to the cut, but one of the things I did kind of nag on the radar cruise was there was no, so like, for example, on my Subaru with my auto cruise control, you can set how aggressive you want it. Mm-hmm. So, and what it means by aggressive is how quickly it will interfere with your speed. There is no setting for that. I mean, it's
max.
It's brand new, but it is very aggressive. So a car comes out in front of you and the bike needs to slow down. You will feel like you're going forward when you are kind of sitting up. And the thing is, like when you have radar cruise control, you're not paying attention. The whole point of you having radar cruise on is so you can physically and mentally like take a break for a second. So when it does throttle up, like what I would do is I set it to 99, which is the highest mile per hour you can set it.
Fuck.
Well, because I knew I was going to be following people the whole day, so I wanted to see how it would respond. When if a car cut me off, it would slow me down based on how many little bars I put, and then if that car moved, it would speed me up. But when it speeds you up, if you're not paying attention, you will be like, "Oh,
okay." But
that's the only way it does. So it's a little aggressive.
How did it handle being behind a thing that's changing speed? Because to me, that aggressive at the front and the end is like but while you're traveling with people, did you notice that it, like if somebody's
when I say what I'm saying, like the examples I gave were like the cutoffs, but like even the consistent going, like the guys would speed up a little bit, it was very obvious that it was speeding up. So I honestly, I don't necessarily need lots of modes. I just need you to take this and turn it into a taper. You know what I mean? Just like taper it on.
Change the curve. Like, because the Ducatis is really fucking smooth.
The Ducatis I did not feel the same feeling with.
Ducatis is supremely
smooth. I will say, and this was so fucking freaky when I did it, but you have a new quick shifter up and down on the Tracer 9 GT Plus, and you can quick shift in cruise control and nothing happens.
Yeah, that's
I'm
cool.
so used to, you know how like you prep your brain. Say what?
I said you just answered Joe's question. You didn't even read it.
Yes.
Can the quick shifter be used while the Yamaha is being? Yes, it can.
Yep. Up and down.
I will say it's so strange because there's actions with a motorcycle where you as the rider kind of tense up because you know you're about to go kind of forward or kind of back. Like if you're in cruise control on a regular bike, you tap the brake, you know that you're about to engine brake unless you interact in a certain way.
Or using
my whole body
quick shifter while not high in the revs.
Or that. Yeah.
What?
Anyway, that was a perfect representation of what happens with the MT10.
Yes.
The older MT10, not the new one.
Yeah, not the new one.
But yeah, so my whole body would like it tensed up because like, all right, you're about to get jerked in one way or another.
Yeah,
and then
baby.
Oh my god.
Clipped.
No. But I was all tensed up, and then I quick shifted up and down. Nothing. It is so strange.
Did you try the quick shifter at lower revs, just regular riding?
Yeah.
How'd it feel?
So the
Because Yamaha's has always been a little bit.
quick shifter felt fine, but one of the other issues with that bike is, and I've never experienced this with any of the CP3s, in town, in first, very like twitchy, couldn't find a smooth spot. So if I was in town, I was either in second gear or I was like fluttering my clutch because like I could not get a solid.
Does that have a slipper clutch?
Yeah,
like a slipper assist?
absolutely. Yeah. It was kind of weird.
Because I've had that issue on bikes with slipper clutches. Like with that's
Well, so last year's model didn't have that problem.
Interesting.
Any of the MT09s haven't had that problem.
I wonder if it's the new. I
mean, it has to be some sort of like weird tune thing, and I mean, maybe I want to say maybe I just wasn't letting first gear get high enough. But then if I popped up to second, it was totally smooth. So it was kind of, I couldn't find that little happy medium. But the only time I really experienced that was like initially leaving or like coming back. You know what I mean? So it didn't happen very often. But on a bike like that, you're looking at it from maybe like commuting. Highway's going to be great, but then you're going to have to be in second gear.
Speaking of commuting, this is going to seem like a dumb thing for me to have noticed while I was editing, but the seat has those two like extra butt pads
on the each side. Yeah.
Yes. So I know it seems like a ridiculous thing to be excited for, but like manufacturers taking time to add extra things. If you look at most like long distance seats, there is relief cuts in certain parts of the seat.
Yeah.
Because that's where the pressure points are. You want to relieve those pressures, and adding those two butt pads. Because the previous model Tracer 9 GT, huge seat, but with any flat seat or single service, even after a while, you're gonna get a little sore. So adding some relief, either whether it's a relief cut or an extra padding, did you notice?
I didn't notice any, but I mean, to be fair, like I did a fucking iron butt on the previous model, and I thought it was solid. So I think when we eventually do the iron buckies with the Tracer 9 GT Plus, I think that will be a really big test because we only did like 400 miles on it that day. I mean, that's a full day of riding, but like, I don't think you really notice problems like that until you are like, you're not doing a press launch, because a press launch, it's like ride for 20 minutes, stand off the bike and talk with people.
A bad seat you will find out after like 30 minutes.
It's definitely not it's a great seat. But is it
you'll find out after like 4 hours.
So so that's the thing though. It already had a great seat, but the question is, do the updates make it a phenomenal seat? We'll have to wait till we have one. Yamaha did say we'll get one as a press loaner. So when we have that, I'll just have to do a lot of miles one day and find out like, because I was not listening. I was feeling for those pads, but like I had no problems the whole day.
I have found in trying a couple of different seats for the Tiger, the regular seat, the low seat, and now the heated seat, the heated comfort seat.
Right.
They're like like I said, a bad seat you'll find out within 20-30 minutes.
Oh, you have. So that's one of my big.
But a great seat you won't find out unless it's like above 4 or 5 hours. Like a trip to Florida. The second time I went to Florida on the Tiger, that's when I had switched over to the heated comfort seat, And it wasn't until hour like 7 or 8 that I was like, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. Whereas the previous time I had the low seat, and it was just like, oh, cool, I haven't left home yet.
I know what you're talking about. One of the other things that I don't know how many people are going to appreciate it, but I most certainly do, as somebody that uses cruise control far too often. You can now use cruise control on the Chaser 9 GT Plus. I think it starts in second gear. You can do it in any gear above, and 20 miles an hour to 99 miles an hour. That doesn't sound like a big deal. And for you guys that don't ride Yamahas, old school, my MT10, the MT10 SP that we have here in the shop, fourth gear, 40 miles an hour. That is the minimum.
I want to say it's fourth gear for the Tiger.
Really?
I think so.
Well, so like
fifth.
that doesn't sound like a big deal, but like, dude, I do back roads the whole way here, and I have one road that takes for fucking ever. I put cruise control on there because if I'm riding my MT10 home, or if I'm riding the loaner MT10 home, and I don't use cruise control, I will speed. Yeah. I'm in a no speed zone of my life right now.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm in very much a no speed zone.
Really?
Very much so.
Are you sure?
Oh, because
I just edited a fucking video that
you're
you
right.
recorded.
Yeah, no, you're totally right on that.
And that was determined to be a lie.
That was a lie. I'm attempting to be in a no-speed zone. Thank you, Ghost. So having the ability to do cruise control in second or third, going 25, I love the shit out of that. I'm trying to think of anything else. Some people commented on the video that it was like radar cruise cool, but no radar in the back for
blind spot.
I mean, I get it. The Ducati had it, but also you're talking about a bike that's a bargain bike for its class, so like you can't have literally everything. Yeah. And I'm like,
it'd be nice to have.
I've talked to Joe before. We were talking at ADV Fest. The blind spot monitoring, super freaking cool. He was showing me while we were headed to ADV Fest. Seems really neat. But if I'm going to choose one for a touring bike, I'm most certainly going to do that.
That makes a good point. The Tiger 1200.
Yeah, the Tiger 1200 have those. Explorer edition. But if I'm going to choose one, front or rear, to have for a sport touring, it's going to be the front. That makes sense. No shot. But God damn it, Ghost! How do you bees on it so tight?
How do you bees on it?
How
do you bees on it?
I think I'd rather have the blind spot monitor.
No shot.
Yeah, because I mean my bikes have, not always, but like the Super T has a really good cruise control anyway, and like I use it.
I'm team Pat on this one.
Interesting.
I actually use my cruise control less and less the longer I have my bike.
I use it. I'm the
let
opposite.
me
I've
know.
used it more and more.
Joe and everybody else in the comments, would you, if you could only have one, do you want adaptive cruise or do you want blind spot monitoring? It's either radar in the front or radar in the back. Let us know in the chat. I'm team front because I'm a cruise control fiend.
You know me, I'm team back all the way.
Joe in the comments would also take blind spot monitoring.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think team behind.
Okay, so me and Ghost are just Ghost. Let's me and you go in our little corner of cruise control. Let's just. Do we have a sound effect for like, sad corners?
Like, yeah, I'm always gonna head check, but like, you know, there's sometimes with cruise control, like I don't like the radar cruise control on like my Camry.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to be a little closer, or I want to be.
I know the system's
a little
good.
further away, but like in a gap that's between the settings or whatever.
Yeah.
I won't deny that there are areas where it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's perfect, but
for sure.
As a guy who likes these, like for some reason, I get really challenged by these long distance video bike things. So like, I'm sitting here thinking that's one of the things I'm really excited about the Iron Buckies now is like, I want to see an Iron Buck, because I did it with an Ibex that has like, cruise control, like regular ass cruise control. But now I want to do that video and be like, okay, does radar cruise is it as good as I think it will be?
So here's the thing about radar cruise control, and I feel this way when I...
You're probably I think you're going to say what I'm about to say.
When I drive the Subaru, I feel the same way, which is like, it's a cool technology. I never feel okay trusting it wholly.
Oh, really?
So I am now...
I fully let go to the electronic
So now
grounds.
I am in a higher sense of awareness, because not only am I monitoring what's going on, I'm monitoring what the vehicle is doing on its own, and I don't like that feeling. So I would much rather just have a simple. I'm gonna get in the next lane, so I'm looking at my mirror.
Yeah.
I could head check. I probably will head check.
Yeah,
But
I
just an
almost
extra-
always
Just
head
having
check,
an
but,
extra
like,
little thing to go like boom, because I'll do a head check, shoulder check. I'll look in the mirror and I start to go, but just having an extra little
Yeah.
to tell
I
me that
even-
it's safe. That's me personally.
Yeah.
I
What were you
also
saying, Pat?
always head check even in the car, like
Yeah.
both sides. Always,
Yeah.
always. I'll look in the mirror. I'll head check even if the blind spot monitor's going off or whatever.
It's a cool feature.
Yeah,
Don't
and
get
I
me
think
wrong.
about speaking about what we talked about in our beginner riders video last week, Jace, that we filmed, is that you always want to be moving through.
That video's
traffic.
not out yet, Pat. Shut up.
Well,
Yeah.
oh well. You always. I mean, it's a good riding principle, anyways. You always want to be moving through traffic. So I feel like the adaptive cruise is going to keep you in traffic, which is not somewhere I want to be.
That is the most fair point that anybody's brought up thus far.
I think they're all fair points.
No, I mean, they're all fair points. The fairest of the points.
No, I think it's just a point.
That's definitely the fairest of the points.
that you agree with.
Well, so I'll put
a win in my
myself on the
book.
fence.
it's fair because I agree with it.
I'll say this. I personally, so far, think Radar Cruise is more beneficial than Blind Spot, but I'm going to hold off my true thought until after we do an Iron Spucky and I actually put miles on it.
You already said your true thought when you explain to them, the people, that you just give up and give God with
Yeah, the
your
electronic
Subaru,
gods.
and you just go, let's do it.
Listen. Let me defend myself with this. You go in the middle of the Georgia summer. I want you to go shoot a wedding for 11 hours. And I want you to be leaving after this drunk fucking crowd of people. And I want you to have to drive an hour and a half home. And I want you to tell me your exhausted ass is not going to be like, dude, thank God
I
this
want you
car
to, I
can
want you to
mostly
read
drive
Control
itself.
Alt Owns out loud.
Right,
Some
but hold on,
semis
you let
have
it
that
drive
one.
itself, and you still got to
Say it out loud.
It's neat, but can be dangerous to be complacent.
Yep.
I mean,
Also,
yeah, but a
again-
computer's way better than I am. So, like, that guy's going to...
Tell that to the fucking motorcyclists that keep getting plowed over by Teslas.
I don't have a Tesla.
I'm just saying, computers are nice, but
They're
like,
helpful,
Joe,
but I don't
they're
depend
helpful.
on it.
I
And
think
also,
so.
Joe-
Joe's got a good point. This is obviously a contended point. So we need to do a radar episode, and we'll have Joe on. We can try out the whole Discord, have him here, unless he's here in town. That'd be a fun episode.
I just think it's a cool thing to have on this bike. It's not the thing that I would have chosen to add to
Yeah, I
the
think,
plus.
if I could
radar
have one
cruise?
between the two, blind spot or
Interesting.
radar
Yeah,
cruise.
blind-
Get back
yeah.
to our point. I'm picking blind spot.
Yeah,
So y'all think the direction of the radar was in the wrong spot?
yeah. Personally,
Huh.
it's not something I would have chose to put on the plus. I would have chosen to put the blind spot
I mean, like,
monitoring on.
Now, to be clear, if neither of those features are going to push me to buy a bike, like if
Yeah.
I've got a bike that has it and a bike that doesn't, I don't care. I'll pick based on another feature.
I
But
did-
if I'm
I-
cool,
I-
I
I will-
only
on the
have one.
I know we have like no time here, but I did notice a question that Ghost put on here. If someone was not interested in the adaptive cruise control, would it still be worth getting this new model or the previous generation? If I'm
This
going to be
new model.
honest, if you're not there for the cruise control or the dash, old model.
All right, okay, well, that's fair.
Dash or radar are your major changes that are worth it. I would personally, like, it's not even kind of close if it's worth the $1,500, especially seeing it in the market. But if those two things do not if you're Bo, do not get the new
That's
one.
not what you're. No,
No,
you're.
you
He's
said,
like, he doesn't like all these things. No,
no,
I like
I
them.
didn't say that. I said you said earlier that you liked the Johnny 5 look
Yeah,
of the Dash.
I
You
did.
don't care about the new one, and you wouldn't use the Radar Cruise.
Right.
You have no want to get this new model. I am the literal
what are the
polar
included
opposite.
stuff otherwise? Because does it have the quick shifter?
It does. The old one has a quick shifter.
But it has the old quick shifter because it's a new.
$1,500 for an updated quick shifter, though.
I mean, it depends on what else is included.
Bro, there's no way you're going
it
to
de-
justify $1,500 for a quick shifter.
It depends on what else is included that is not on this.
Everything else is like relatively tiny. Like the big deal is this new tech, and it has like the integrated brakes that.
list. And the suspension, you can actually.
The old one had adjustable suspension. It had 2 rider modes, I believe. Yep.
It didn't have the 4 different levels of suspension control, did it?
This one had 2.
It did.
Uh-huh.
I thought you said
A1,
something-
A2.
I thought you said there was like A3 or something like that. Okay.
A1, A2.
Then yeah, maybe. Channel 5 is awesome.
Jay's putting words in Bo's mouth. I was not. I was literally saying the
Hey,
things he
this
was saying
fucking
earlier.
guy likes dumb, basic shit, so he'd love this old busted ass shit. Actually, I would choose.
that old bike was good though.
Here's the thing. I
new
would.
is too.
You know, just going by what you've said about the suspension. It seems like it handles better than the last one. I don't know because I'd have to ride it.
Yeah,
But
I'd have to ride both of them
If that
back to back.
suspension feels better, then that alone is worth it. Because that was my biggest complaint.
If
it
a
felt
big suspension
scary,
change.
dangerous in a way that I only ever felt on a long trip on the Bolt.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Overall, shout out to Yamaha. Fucking fantastic press launch. Yamaha does press launches
great bike.
so well.
It's a great bike. When are you
seems
gonna
like a
get
solid
our
bike.
T7 in.
We don't know when the T7 is going to come in. We don't know when this bike is coming in.
If you think for a
Yamaha
second
did.
that T7 shows up and I don't like leave for a week.
I
on it,
will
I'm real
say-
sorry about that.
I quit, motherfuckers.
Yamaha did tell me that prepare to part ways with the MT10 SP.
Fuck yeah.
So
Woo!
not good news, also great news. You know, I don't even know how to take it. We will find that out whenever it comes in. We'll keep you guys updated, of course.
Joe, don't
Thank
worry
you
about
guys
the
for being
phone that's
part.
actually here at my house now. Oddly enough.
Thank you guys for being a part of the live show. Sorry we weren't here last week. We are still in recovery mode from ADV Fest. We are trying as hard as we can to get back normalized. All three of us are currently editing videos, me,
Yeah, we
Bo,
are.
and Patrick. So we're doing our best. You guys just hold in there with us.
I'm doing my like 50. I'm at like 50%.
Well, we expect that. So, guys, if we miss a video in the future, I am very sorry about it. I will try to text Ghost as early as I possibly can.
Yeah, you sack of shit.
But you guys are awesome. We really
Sack of shit.
there you go.
You sons of bitches!
Also that. Yep. All right, I knew it. I opened the can of worms. I should expect them to crawl out.
That.
You guys are fantastic. We appreciate you guys being here. Ways to support again is do the membership on YouTube. That's fantastic. Buy a Senna with Ghost on Two Wheels' code,
Also
which
your
gives you a
money.
discount.
No, not a Senna.
No, it's a Cardo.
You
Did I
fucking
just say
sack
that?
of sh-
Oh my god.
sack of
Oh
shit,
my
sack of shit.
god.
No, keep going.
What are you
Sack of
doing
shit.
with
You
your
should
I don't know
real
what just
bad.
happened. Buy a Cardo. Everybody buy a Cardo.
You sons. There goes our fucking. There goes our fucking sponsorship.
I'm gonna get
Yep.
a text.
fucking dildo.
If you're looking for
Sack
any
of shit.
gear, jump down in the description and check out our.
God damn it! All right, his mic's going off. It's just me and you now, Patty.
All right,
Guys.
that's fine.
If you want a Cardo, because it's the best Bluetooth helmet communicator on the fucking market, use the code that Ghost puts in the thing. It's all there. Use that. Don't
Yeah.
support this guy.
Also,
Cardo,
yes,
please don't drop
Joey.
us. I love your product. I don't just.
Yeah,
It-
Cardo,
he-
I love you guys. I was proven wrong years ago. I was part of the dark side. I'm here now. Also, Joe, did you call us dads? Because goodbye, son. If that's the case, talk to you later.
Oh my God.
I would
secondary
like to
that,
hold on.
go to
Pause. Everybody
Revzilla,
pause.
Use our link in the description.
Everybody pause. I want to be clear that I am a fucking huge Cardo supporter.
Yes.
I even convinced 650 Ebe at this press launch. I convinced not only him, but he's going to go back and convince all of his friends that Cardos are that much fucking better.
They are.
I'm sorry, Cardo, officially, that I dare say the other word.
I mean,
the views
really.
expressed on this side of the table aren't.
And the views expressed that I'm normally on that side
You're
of the
on
table.
this side of the table in spirit and
Normally.
physically.
Yeah.
So they're not in line with
Ghost, what's your Cardo code? Is it Ghost on Two
Ghost on
Wheels?
Two Wheels.
Literally
go.
just my
It's
name.
in the chat.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Use
Have
Ghost
fun.
on Two Wheels.
Have
Get a
fun,
discount
guys.
on your Cardos.
Holy fucking shit.
All right, we're going to leave before they get any
All right.
worse. You guys
Love
are
you guys.
fantastic. We'll most liked see you next week. Okay, bye.
He gonged you
Much
so
love. Talk to
hard.
you later. Bye.